Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Xillia. In the last episode, we took care of some side quests here in Shandu after escaping Cambalar, and we have gained access to the Wyverns. So now we can actually head off to Roshagal, or to Fenmount. I did that in the last episode too, but we can actually head off to Fenmount right now and take care of that, what that was going to go. But anyways, what we need to do is simply just go over to the Wyverns. If you recall, the Wyverns are all the way on across the bridge and over to the left. If you take the elevator up on the left side of this building right here, it'll take you right to the Wyverns. Now, this is going to be an absolutely long episode, and you'll see why. There are a lot of cutscenes from both stories shown.
Are you ready to head for Fenmount?
Yes, let's go ahead and depart there.
You can't possibly land right in Roshagal's capital. You'll probably have to touch down on a high road nearby, or find some other suitable spot.
This is quite difficult.
Try to steer better, please. Help! I think I'm gonna fall.
Tivo, shut it!
Are we there yet?
No, not yet.
It's amazing.
It's so pretty. Wow! It's sparkly.
What the hell is that?
It's so huge. It's right on our six.
Everyone, dive!
Watch out!
Alvin, are you okay?
No time to chat now, kid.
You'll pay for what you did.
This is our home turf. We can't lose.
Stay on guard. We're fending against the ruler of the skies. This will not be easy.
I bet you weren't expecting a boss here in Sharilton, of all places. But yes, we are fighting a boss, the Taro Bronc. It's level 32, and it's weak to, I think, water? Yeah, it's weak to water, which is really nice because, well, if you have... The best person you probably can link up for if you're playing as Jude is probably Alvin, because if he keeps spamming Aqua Sweep, that you're exploiting his weakness. Thing is, though, that probably sucks about it is, well, he's flying, which is really hard to hit him with Aqua Sweep, but that's why you use the linked art for Alvin. That's why it makes up for that. But anyways, this guy is an actual... He's a really mean guy. If you're not careful, I've actually gotten a couple game overs in the past on this guy because this guy will poison you. So you want to be careful of that too. So that's another thing that you need to be mindful about. But yes, if you exploit his water weakness, he can go down really easily. That's why also switching over to Rowan and have him casting Splash is a really good idea because Splash is really very effective on him because he's weak to water. But he will shoot off these darkness beams, and that will cause you to miss a lot too. does darkness too. That's another thing. But be mindful of that. If you have Elise on, she should have Dispel, which will take care of any status element.
Nice! That makes me the new ruler. Should we call you queen? On second thought, forget it.
But yeah, we landed here in Sharilton of all places.
I can't stop.
There's always room for
Well, we're gonna have to find out what happens next.
Please, no one panic. Women and children, seek shelter in your homes. All able-bodied men, to me. Ellie, what are you doing here? I'm home.
young madam.
Rowan? Everyone's back?
Good to see you again.
Nice to meet you. I'm Leia. Hi.
I'm sorry to alarm you.
I heard all the commotion. I thought Azul was invading.
You okay? You took a tough hit when you saved me.
Seemed like no big whoop at the time, but now it's really hitting me.
Help us carry him. Does it look like it'll heal?
My lady, I'm just a horse trainer.
Which makes you the most qualified to help.
Young madam, please forgive me for the heavy burden I placed upon you when I left Sharilton.
Isn't that Ilbert, the former chief of staff? He was a tactician for the Rashagal army, you know.
Really? And he's on our side? That's great.
All these rumors of war have everyone on edge lately. Let's head back to the manor before we cause any more commotion. The horse trainer says the Wyverns need some time to recuperate. You all should rest here in the city while you can.
That may be for the best. We're on the eve of a great battle, after all. Everyone should get as much rest as they can.
Huh?
What's wrong? You look as if I just spoke Long Dao.
Mila's making perfect sense. We have had little rest since our departure from La Ronde.
And you could use some time to gather your thoughts.
As you say.
Anyways, now we have to pretty much rest here before the Wyverns can heal. Yeah, that's essentially it. Essentially what that means is go talk to all your teammates. Thing is, though, about this and why this episode's so long, we're all viewing both Jude and Mila's scenarios of this. So first, we're going to go ahead and talk to Rowan here.
Thinking about Noctigal? Maybe this is none of my business, but how did you get mixed up with him?
We first met when Noctigal joined the army as an officer. He wanted to serve, despite his royal birth. He and I were assigned to the same division. We fought in many battles together. We earned promotions and glory. That sort of thing builds a bond between men. We were truly brothers in arms. It was a glorious time for both of us. However, Noctigal's growing influence began to threaten the power of his two elder brothers. The older princes ostracized Noctigal, even as they feared him.
I know what happened next. The sleepless night we all learned about in history class. That brief civil war erupted when the late king passed away before naming a successor. The 6 ruling houses and the lesser nobles split into 2 factions. It was the biggest political upheaval in modern Rashagal history. And it lasted until Noctigal slew his 2 older brothers with the help of the military. He was a war hero after all. For 2 days, the people rallied behind Noctigal and his new regime.
Noctigal may have won the struggle, but he lost something dear to him. He lost his only ally in the royal family, his beloved sister, Princess Carrie. It hit Noctigal hard. He was overcome with grief.
They didn't teach us that part.
He expanded his totalitarian control once he became king, and there was no one left to check his power.
Not even you?
Many pinned their hopes on me to act as a moderating influence on the king. I chose to leave the army instead. It has been a difficult decision to live with.
You shouldn't blame yourself. It's not even really Noctigal's fault. His brothers caused all this.
I agree, which is precisely why I failed to recognize when Noctigal began to stray from the just path. We turned our eyes away from our duty, he and I both, despite knowing that doing so would cause many of our people to suffer. In contrast, the King of Azul has never wavered from doing what must be done.
You may be right. Despite both being kings, Noctigal and Gaius definitely left different impressions on me.
The people no doubt see King Gaius as a superb ruler.
He kind of reminded me of Mila, to be honest.
An astute observation. They do share two things in common. The will to do what must be done, and the conviction to do it for the sake of others.
It sounds like they go hand in hand.
Yes, I believe all truly strong people possess those two virtues. But Noctigal's convictions became warped, and I lacked the will to stop him.
And I'm not saying you will. But if you decide not to fight Noctigal, I wouldn't blame you.
Thank you. Would you mind leaving me with my thoughts? I will make my decision before it is time for us to leave. Come to pick my brain?
You still can't bring yourself to fight against Noctigal.
I know he must be stopped. I know I must help stop him. I know these things as facts, and yet...
Are you concerned about what would happen afterward?
Yes. Things will get complicated. Do you have any idea what a coup could mean for Rashagal?
Best case scenario, mass confusion and chaos. In the worst case scenario, the nation itself will dissolve.
If we reach that tipping point, I'm not so sure I could stem the tide.
Somehow, I doubt you've spent all these years letting your talents go dull.
Sometimes, experience is a hindrance rather than a help. I see all possible outcomes with such painful clarity that I'm unable to act.
Only you can decide what to do about that.
I see you have a lot of faith in me.
And why not? I'm quite fond of you.
To think the Lord of Spirits would say such words to me. I am not worthy.
Is that sarcasm?
No. It's just that at times you treat us the way a master might coddle a beloved pet.
I do?
Yes. So please, just think of this as the foolish pride of a lowly human.
You certainly are an adorable human.
Anyway, returning to the topic at hand. Might I ask you to look after the others once this battle is over? They are all so young. I know Miss Elise and Miss Leia have bright futures awaiting them. Alvin concerns me, however. He is far less mature than he believes. Jude, on the other hand, he is so taken by you that he is desperately trying to become an adult as quickly as possible. Please, watch over them all.
Are you planning on dying along with Noctigal?
Certainly not. But I need to be prepared for such an outcome.
Very well. You have my word.
And that was the first of the two conversations. You can see now why this episode is 51 minutes. We're going to be talking to every single one of us, or every single one of our party members. So Rowan, Leia, Elise, and Alvin. That's pretty much how who we're going to be talking to. But yeah, you can see why this episode's really long, because we got to watch through two scenarios of this. But now, Elise is up here in this room right here. If you come over here, you can go ahead and talk to her. She's sitting on the bed talking to Tipo. Let's go ahead and talk to her.
What's wrong?
Tipo won't call me Ellie like he used to.
Well, hey, Elise. You seem glum.
Well, how about finding other people who can get close enough to call you Ellie?
You mean get closer to you and Mila?
Yeah, Tipo should too.
Really?
Hey, it's not like I have lots of friends or anything, but I have enough to know they're pretty priceless. And the best part of friendship is sharing new experiences together.
Jude sure is a smarty pants.
Well, I am an honor student. I just think it'd be nice if we all got to know each other better. Don't you think so?
Yes.
You seem in better spirits.
Our buddy Jude cheered us up.
Of course he did. It's what he does.
Mila?
Tipo, is Elise trying to tell me something?
Yep, but I think she'll say it on her own.
Oh, very well then. I'll wait.
Let's do our best. Let's do our best to destroy the lands of Kresnik. Huh? What are you doing?
I'm not sure. You're just so cute. I feel an irrational need to pinch your cheeks.
Please stop.
And with that, one thing I really do like about these little cutscenes, and really helps in editing purposes, each conversation, Mila goes and talks to them after Jude had already talked to him, as prime example of that conversation right there. Jude talked to Elise first, and then Mila came in and talked to her. So it really helps with editing. But let's go ahead and talk to Leia. She's actually sitting right here, but first shiny. We have to get 500 gold. Let's go ahead and talk to her on the steps here.
Don't creep up on a girl like that.
You okay? You look down in the dumps. You shouldn't push yourself so much. You weren't the healthiest kid, you know?
Do you have to keep reminding me? It's been ages since I've been sick.
I know, but I still can't help but worry.
I still appreciate it. But I'm worried too.
About what?
That do-gooder nature of yours. In case you've forgotten, it's what got us into this mess.
Maybe you shouldn't have come in the first place.
I'm here for my own reasons, thank you.
Like what?
Those Spyrexes are trouble. I want to destroy them.
Because Mila said so?
That's part of it. But I've actually seen one before.
Seriously?
It was a really long time ago. I know how terrifying those things are. Why are you trying to destroy the Spyrexes in the lands of Kresnik? Because Mila said so?
No, that's not why. If you need a reason...
You don't have one?
I do. I just rather keep it to myself.
All right. You know, destroying the lands of Kresnik is the last thing on our to-do list.
Huh?
What are your plans afterward? Will you head back to Fenmount and finish becoming a doctor? Or will you come home to Larond?
I haven't had a chance to decide yet. one thing at a time. We just need to finish what we've started.
Yeah. You're right. Let's finish this job together.
You got it. I wonder what Mila's going to do when this is all over.
Why so forlorn?
Forlorn? You mean sad? No, I'm fine.
If you say so.
Hey, what's Fenmount like? I've never been out of Lorand before, so I'm kinda curious, you know?
A lot of people live there, but no one really seems to know one another. I actually prefer places like your hometown, where everyone is... what's the phrase? Right, neighborly?
Huh. I guess that's just how cities are.
Perhaps. Actually, something's been bothering me. May I ask you a question?
Sure, ask away.
Do you have some experience with Spyrex technology?
Why do you ask?
I saw the surprised look on your face when you first heard the word Spyrex. It was a different expression than what I'm used to seeing.
You're perceptive. You see, I was a really sickly kid. I spent a lot of time getting treated for my illness. It all started when I was hurt in an accident. And that accident was caused by a Spyrex.
Was it Exodus's doing?
I don't really remember. Maybe the accident caused a bit of amnesia, or maybe I was just too little. Still, someone said that a Spyrex explosion caused the accident. That much I remember, at least.
I see. Are you all better now?
Oh yeah, fit as a fiddle. But it was a long road to get here. I almost gave up on my treatment a few times. I felt hopeless, like I'd never get better no matter what the doctors tried. I started to believe there was nothing anyone could do for me anymore. But every time I felt hopeless, Jude would try to cheer me up.
So that's why you're here.
Right. Now it's my turn to help Jude out.
I'd hate it if Jude got hurt. I'd hate it if Jude couldn't become a doctor. It appears that Jude is your primary motivation.
Hey! Don't read those aloud! Put that away! And don't you dare tell Jude about any of this. It's embarrassing.
Embarrassing? Why? I think Jude would be happy to hear this. You humans are so confusing sometimes.
Whatever. Just promise you won't tell him.
Very well. I promise.
Funny thing, though. At a certain point, I realized that my reasons were all for myself. I wonder why I really came along. I mean, I'm just extra baggage for you guys. Even Elise carries her weight around here.
You're doing your best, aren't you? You have nothing to be ashamed of. Whether you succeed or not isn't the important thing. It's whether you try.
Now you sound like Jude trying to cheer me up. But you have to admit, success sure beats failure.
I suppose I can't deny that. But I do think what matters most is having the will and the heart to do what must be done.
You think so?
Absolutely. That's what I believe, at least.
Huh. For some reason, when you say it, I can't help but feel it's true. Well, nothing to do but my best, right?
And with that, we've actually learned a lot about Leia. We learned about her connection with Spyrex, we learned about her childhood sickness, and... embarrassing, but we've learned about why she really wanted to come along in the first place. But, actually, that kind of scenario would have probably been better if we showed Mila's first instead of Jude's, but, what can I do? But, anyways, if you're looking for Alvin, Alvin is kind of a hard person to find. He's actually standing all the way down here near that light post, all the way down here near this, wagon. You come over here, let's go ahead and talk to him. He's got, we learn about him too.
All healed up?
Don't worry about it. It was my slip-up.
Yeah, but still.
Huh?
You having problems casting spirit arts lately? I failed like 1,000,000 times by now.
You too? It's like the spirits aren't even there to help us anymore.
Just like back at Fenmount. I bet this is the Lance of Kresnik's influence.
Hey, this guy's saying the spirits are disappearing, and it's the King of Rashagal's fault.
You shouldn't joke about such things. The spirits would never leave us.
Honestly, do you get a kick out of spreading tall tales?
They don't believe me.
Of course not. You can't just tell them something like that out of the blue.
I guess I'm just a shady guy. The townspeople don't trust me, and neither do you.
Hey, that's not true.
Oh? I save your life, and suddenly you trust me again?
You're still a big fat liar. But a trusting one. Throughout this whole trip, you've never doubted a thing I told you. Even when I said the spirits had disappeared, you believed me on the spot.
Because it's the truth. When someone uses a Spyrix, spirits die. It's cause and effect.
What are you trying to say?
Well, it's no skin off my nose if spirits wink out of existence. But it's another story if the result is we humans suffer.
But spirits are living things too.
Listen to you. You're sounding more and more like the great Maxwell every day.
That wasn't the point. Don't make fun of me.
I'm not trying to. I just mean you've finally started talking like a bona fide grown-up.
Huh? Like Mila, huh? I wonder if I can protect humans and spirits too. Thanks.
Times like this, I miss being a kid. Life was so simple.
What are you doing out here? Shouldn't you be recovering from your injury?
Maybe I'm just plotting the best way to betray you again.
At this point, I can't tell if you're joking.
Ooh, ouch. That's a low blow.
Drop the phony indignation. Tell me, what are your true intentions?
We went over this already. I want to take care of my mother.
And I believed you at first. Now, not so much.
Why?
You haven't severed all ties with Exodus. And yet you've never attempted to assassinate me like the other Exodus agents.
Maybe the opportunity never presented itself. Maybe I'm plotting your hit right now. That's it? You're not even gonna get mad or anything?
Being murdered would be unfortunate. I wouldn't be able to protect this world anymore.
Unfortunate indeed. Then get out of my face and you won't have to worry about me killing you. You truly are Maxwell, through and through.
And with that, we got severe mood whiplash with Alvin. And for some reason, he disappeared. Then he reappears. That's the problem this game has with the pop-in. It's just like, well, he was there for a second, now he's gone. But, yeah, it was complete mood whiplash. With Jude's, Alvin was okay. He was fine to talk to, and then when you talk with Mila, got a little bit confrontational, a little bit. But anyways, now that we've talking to all our party members, let's go ahead and meet up with Mila.
Never thought we'd end up back here again. It seems like forever ago that you were injured.
Have you figured out your mission? What you must do?
I just want to help you out.
I see.
But that's not all. I want to protect the spirits as well. You go to such lengths to protect humans, so it's only fair that I become strong enough to protect spirits too.
You will strive to be our protector. A bold statement. Maybe I've been wrong about humans after all. I never imagined one of you wanting to protect our kind, let alone making it his mission. I'm almost speechless. I've never felt this happy. Now I really must destroy the Lance of Kresnik, for all our sakes.
That reminds me. What are you planning on doing after you've destroyed the Lance?
Destroying the Lance and the Spyrex devices is merely one facet of my mission here. My whole reason for existing hasn't changed.
So you'll return to Nia Khera and live the way you did before?
Most likely.
But with Exodus around, won't your life still be in danger?
Also likely.
What you need is a bodyguard, someone to watch your back.
Are you offering to stay with me?
Is that possible?
If that's what you decide to do, then you should do it. I'll need to create some story to keep you by my side.
Really? Thank you.
It's the least I can do. You're the reason I'm standing here right now, preparing to fulfill my mission. I'm the one who should be thanking you.
Huh? Oh, no, you don't have to do that. We haven't even gotten to the real fight yet.
Good point.
Oh, just the pair I was looking for. Your Wyverns have fully recovered.
Let's return to the plaza.
Okay.
And now, since, well, we've finally talked to all our companions, the Wyverns have healed. So now that we can actually leave Sharilton right now, and we can actually go on to going to Fenmount to confront the King of Rashgal. But before we leave, I want to take care of some side quests that are actually available here.
Where's Alvin?
He hasn't shown up yet.
He's probably figuring out his next lie.
That's not true.
What does everyone else think of Alvin? Would you feel safe going into battle with him?
He's just trying to help out his mom, right? I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff.
I worry he himself will be unable to deal with that way of life much longer.
Don't forget, Alvin was the one who saved me from the bad guys.
What do you think?
We'll need to keep up our guard around him until he reveals his hand. He remains trustworthy in battle, at least.
No, it's not polite to talk about someone behind his back.
I don't care.
What can I say? You guys are my only allies.
That makes everyone. Let's be off.
Please wait.
Rowan, are you really gonna fight with your old buddy?
It is my fault that Noctigal became the man he is. I am prepared to fight him when the time comes.
You have our support.
Don't worry, I'll be right behind you.
I've got your back, too.
Thank you, everyone.
Don't worry, I'll pick up your dentures if you drop them, Grandpa.
Please do.
What, no pithy retort?
I guess that means we're all ready.
Let's make our final preparations before setting off.
And with that, now we can actually go.
Elise, what happened? You're tottering all over the place. I was staring at the windmill, and now the world keeps spinning.
Well, we've actually got a skit here. A Wyvern's diet.
Flying was so much fun!
The Wyverns weren't as scary as I thought they'd be.
I'm just glad they didn't eat you.
Too bad they didn't eat Alvin the traitor.
Oh, did I forget to mention Wyverns only eat children? But they don't eat their flesh. They nibble away at their souls, so gently that the kids don't even notice. While you were enjoying soaring through the sky, most of your soul could have been chewed away.
That's a lie. That's total nonsense.
I was right to be afraid!
They make it too easy.
You remember the big brother used to always tease the younger sibling about, you know, stuff like that. That's why I like that skit. But yeah, before we leave, there's actually a couple side quests. Let's start with this woman right here. She goes, Rowan, perfect timing. I wanted to ask you something about Lady Dressel. Alright, let's go ahead and listen to her plea. Has something happened to Lady Dressel? She's doing her best to act brave, but she's emotionally just exhausted and hasn't been sleeping well lately. Oh dear, there must be something we can do to put her at ease, her heart at ease. There is. We must make her favorite orange soup. Oh, of course, Lord Klein used to make that for her all the time. Right, but I'm afraid I don't know the recipe. Ah, indeed. That is always a secret the young lord kept to himself. But it is clear what must be done. I shall seek out some orange soup and bring it to you. Thank you, Rowan. So now our side quest is to bring her orange soup. Luckily for us, we have some in our inventory. You can actually buy this in the food store, so this is actually a relatively easy quest to do. I have one right here. So make sure you come back with orange soup, and if you talk to her, you can go ahead and finish the side quest. Let's go ahead and give it to her. I'd really suggest giving the small one, because it's the least expensive. Thank you, Rowan. Now I'll be able to prepare orange soup for Lady Dressel. I was happy to help, although I fear it won't taste the same as Lord Klein's soup. It doesn't have to. Lady Dressel! Just knowing that you made it out of concern for me is the best seasoning I could hope for. Thank you, madam. I promise I will work hard to make you the best soup I can. Would it be okay if I helped? Klein used to make it a lot, right? I want to try doing the same things that he did. I would be delighted. Wonderful. Cooking is a fine way to brighten one's mood. And it's a good practice for when you get married. Rowan, you know I'm not ready to get married yet. My apologies. I'm afraid I got ahead of myself. But with that, we've actually completed that side quest. We got an item sphere plus, and we actually got another. We got a title for sub-event stickler. So we've completed pretty much a majority of these side quests in this game. There's actually another one. If you come over here to this building, a cutscene will activate.
Wait, isn't this the building where Klein's assassin was hiding? Yeah.
On Noctigal's orders, I imagine.
Regardless, the responsibility for Lord Klein's death lies solely on my shoulders.
Why would you say that?
It wasn't any of our faults.
But unfortunately it is. Do you remember the arrow that pierced his heart?
Yeah, I remember it being pretty unusual.
It's a highly lethal design used by Noctigal's personal guard. It was an invention of a Rashagal military tactician. He employed those arrows in his battles, and they brought him many great victories.
Wait, that sounds like...
Yes, I was that tactician. Back then I was known as the Conductor, and cared only about flaunting my abilities.
Now you've paid the price.
Alvin, come on.
No, he's absolutely right. In the end, My abilities couldn't protect the one person I had sworn to keep safe. The only thing they're good for is killing.
I don't think that's how Klein viewed you, though. Even in his last words, he wanted you to look over the country.
If he believed you were only good for killing, he never would have said such things.
Thank you, my friends. I still have much to do before I can fulfill Master Klein's last request. But my regret cuts all the deeper for knowing my arrows took the life of a man who trusted me so.
That's actually kind of a sad sub-quest, but you can actually come and do this anytime. You can do any of these side quests at any time, but let's go ahead and do this one.
I brought more proof! How you like them, Peaches?
You're good. With this, you've proven yourself as an intermediate pinkist. But that cute pink thing can only be shown to pro pinkists. It's the law.
There's a law for that? There super is!
You can't let them beat you.
Calm down, Jude.
How can I become a pro pinkist?
You have to bring us something every pinkist dreams of. A pink emerald. If you can do that, we'll accept you as one of us.
We'll super accept you! Okay, let's do this!
And that was a continuation of the Pretty in Pink side quest. That one, we're not going to be finishing until endgame, because that item that they're asking for is only available in the last dungeon. The last, like, major dungeon. It's not in the, like, where the final dungeon is. It's, like, in one of the last dungeons we actually see. So, we won't be seeing that until in-game. So, don't worry about that for right now. But anyways, we need to come here and talk to this guy. And we need to drop off our jet black feathers. Let's go ahead and do that. I've had a lot in my inventory. So, we're going to go ahead and drop these off here. He says, you passed the 200 feather mark. Here, I want you to have this. So he gives us a hat accessory. And he gave us a hat style for Jude, a hat style for Mila, a hat style for Alvin, a hat style for Elise, a hat style for Rowan, and a hat style for Leia. So we got a bunch of accessories for this hat. And we got 20,000 gold. That was a good reward. Hey, can you believe that? The trader's actually hunting for feathers. I've been in business for a long time, but I've never heard of a feather trader. Neither have I, but I seem to be doing pretty well. Guess he found someone crazy enough to buy him. And then he says he wants to trade the jet black feathers for items. Like I said before, you need a grand total of 400 and I think 56. I can't remember what the number was, but you need over 400 feathers to complete the side quest. So we're already halfway done. So we're gonna come back and do this. But we also got a title, Jet Black Fledgling. So that we turned in a good amount, and we got a title for it. Now, it seems like we're done for right now, but we're gonna go ahead and talk to Lady Dressel. If we come over here and talk to her. Says, have you finished everything you need to do? Yes, we have. Depart? Yes.
Thank you for everything.
Please return home safely. For my brother as well.
You have my word, young madam.
Then let's be off. I believe we just need to follow this road to reach Fenmount.
Yeah, let's go.
And now we have arrived here in Barner High Road, that's how you say it. I can't remember that. But we have to actually listen to skit. Parting ways with the Wyverns.
And the walking begins.
I'm sure you can see why it wouldn't be practical to ride the Wyverns into Fenmount.
You'd get spotted right away.
Yes, there'd be no avoiding a battle, and civilians would get dragged into it.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But is it really okay to leave the Wyverns alone like that?
They shouldn't have anything to fear from the monsters.
Because the monsters are their friends?
Oh, no. The Wyverns may look docile, but they can be quite tough when they need to be. Monsters aren't their friends. Monsters are their food.
Really? Oh, I was right to be afraid.
But yeah, we can actually go back to Sharilton if we just talk to the Wyvern. The Wyvern will stay there for the remainder of this this part of the main story. You can actually go back to Sharilton, which we're actually doing, because in order to finish up a side quest, you need to have left Sharilton at this point. Now, I know this is kind of silly that we're actually coming back to Sharilton when we just got there, but if you remember the side quest in Shandu, where the lady was going to sell a book that Rowan made, that Rowan didn't want done, you need to finish the side quest. You can actually finish it here. The next point you actually can do this is after the events in Fenmount, which is a while. But if you come in here into Jersel's room, oh, hello, Rowan. My lady, I couldn't help but notice that you appeared a bit flushed. I hope you haven't caught a fever. I have caught a fever born of great passion. I was so moved by the poetry you wrote in the mad screams of love. What? You don't mean you were the one that bought that book? Yes, I must have read it aloud dozens of times. The passion you exude from the screaming about the love and pain is just incredible. I was quite young back then, and, well, we need to republish this and make it available for all the world to read. No, please, anything but that. Are you sure? I am quite adamant. Then, would you at least do me the honor of signing my copy? Only if you promise never to read it aloud again. Very well. It'll be our little secret. So, to finish up that side quest, you have to actually leave Sharilton and come back. Which, honestly, I find is kind of silly, but in the same sense, it makes sense because Giselle was standing in the middle of town the whole time we were in there. So, she wouldn't have been in her room. You had to have actually left Sharilton to finish that side quest. But that side quest will be available for the rest of the game. If you miss that opportunity, it's not a big deal. You can actually go and finish it. It won't ever disappear if you got to that point. But I just wanted to get it out of the way just because, well, we wanted to get it out of the way. But we're actually going to go back to Bronner Highway. Our High Road, I'm sorry. And we're going to do one last thing before we call this an episode. And it actually requires us to go backtracking to Fort Gondola. Yes, we landed here in the middle of this high road, but we can actually go back to the other end of Fort Gondola. If you recall back when we first came here, I was looking desperately for this last Ifreed's treasure. Well, we can actually go get it, because we came in from this side.
This must be the sensation
just because we couldn't go in there, we can actually go ahead and pick this Ifreed's treasure up. It's right here at the very edge of the west entrance. I think this is the west entrance. Anyways, inside, yeah, the west gate. Anyways, that item that we got was a Omega Elixir. It completely heals everything. Those things are rare. You want to keep that in mind. And you won't get them until very late in the game in the shops when you level them up to a very high level. But first, we have another side a skit here before I call it an episode. It says, Master Seamster.
Oh dear, Jude, your clothes are torn. Please hold still for a moment. Be done in just a jiffy here.
Wow, as good as new. Thanks.
Nice job. Those are Jude's best clothes, you know. He spent days fretting over exactly what to get. He bought them for his move to Fenmount because he was terrified he'd look like a country bumpkin.
That's surprisingly adorable of you.
Go right ahead. Blab all my secrets.
That's a fine story. Please take good care of them.
How did you get to be so good at sewing anyway?
I learned it when I was in the military. Originally, it was just so I could sew up the lips of any of my men who leaked vital information. After that, I took up needlepoint as a hobby. Oh, that's such an embarrassing story, though. Let's keep that a secret between us.
Guess that's one secret she won't spill.
And we have another one here.
Ah, what a relief. I should have known things would be fine at the manor.
Yeah, Drissel really kept things together.
Oh, I knew Lady Drissel would do fine. I have great faith in her strength of spirit.
Then what were you so concerned about?
I couldn't stop worrying that I had forgotten to shut off my bedroom lamp.
You were that worried about a lamp?
What if I had caused a fire? I couldn't get the thought out of my mind.
I can relate to that. Once the worry sets in, it never leaves. Ever since I left home, I've been wondering if I remembered to close the lid on my bottle of dried gels.
I certainly hope you did. Dried gels swell up and burst if they absorb too much moisture.
Maybe I should send a letter home and ask Dad to check.
We're on our way to pick a fight with a king, and this is what keeps you up at night?
I love that one. But anyways, guys, I will see you guys in the next episode of Let's Play Tales of Xillia, where we actually continue onwards towards Fenmount. I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care, everybody.